just like a phantom. I told them that this is the way, just like a Mando. The way I'm winning competition, throwing tantrums.
So, episode 7, we are talking about collaboration. And we are in the Danish island of Bornholm, where we're doing a Riotville Records writing camp.
Yeah, boy.
We are here for 4 days and writing records with Snavs, Foramic and Thykier. And the topic of the day is collaboration, because I figured it made sense now that we're doing collabs here across each and every one of us. So we're going to talk about collaboration in this video, but right now we're going to hop in the studio because I'm working on a collab with Foramic.
Time to level up, go!
This is the studio, quite messy, but gets the job done. So I figured the perfect topic for this video would be collaboration, because I'm here at this writing camp, writing and producing with other artists and producers, and we are collaborating, obviously. Now, collaboration is something I think all artists and producers should experience in some sense, and collaborating with other producers and artists and singers and rappers and stuff throughout my producer career has been something that has been super helpful in understanding concepts, in writing songs, in producing the technical side of production. I've done a lot of writing in LA, I've done a lot of writing in New York and different places around the world. Up until last year, I was signed with Red Bull on a publishing deal, so I was writing across the entire world with a lot of different artists. And I think collaborating is super important to develop the mindset and skills of an artist. Now let's just hop into the studio with one of my many collaborators, Foramic, who is a Danish producer duo who does like crazy electronic stuff. And I kind of want to play the demo we're working on right now. We started a crazy drop last night. I figured for this video, I would also ask Snuffs about collaborations and collaborating, because I know he's done trillions of collabs with producers, artists, singers, a lot of people. So I kind of want him to talk about his experience with collaborating and his best advice, if you have any, basically.
Yeah, I think if you find like a producer with an interesting sound, just hit them up on Twitter. Never be afraid to ask. Like, sometimes they don't answer, sometimes they answer, and yeah, I had like started 10 or 20 collabs that never came out, but
same.
I also started 10 or 20 collabs that came out, so just ask.
Good point. Don't be afraid to ask.
Don't be afraid to ask.
Good advice.
Follow your heart.
Follow your heart.
Follow your heart.
Nice. Nice.
Baby, I'm a son on the beat.
And we are back in the studio. I haven't had oatmeal for 4 days on the trip. So, honestly, I'm gonna have oatmeal like 5 times today, because when I travel, I miss the oatmeal so much. Anyway, guys, I'm back in the studio. I actually started collabs with Snavs Foramic and Thykier on the trip. So I basically made collabs with everyone, and we started some crazy ideas. I will preview the collabs in future episodes, but right now I'm gonna stay a little bit silent on the previewing. Anyway, and I want to give you guys my 5 best tips for collaboration. Now, my number 1 tip is shoot for the stars, but be realistic. Now, if you just started out producing and you're sending out stuff for collab for guys like Martin Garrix or Tiesto, just to give some examples, the chances of you being able to collab with them are super small. So that's the be realistic part. Now, I would encourage everyone to shoot for the stars. Like, I still send collabs out to some of my idols and never get a reply. This happens. This is scalable. The bigger you get, the more chance you have, but the bigger you get, the bigger artists you want to try to work with. You gotta shoot for the stars here. Send your collabs out to people. don't be afraid to send it out to someone who's big. The worst thing that can happen is that you basically don't get a reply or get rejected. And this happens to me weekly still, even though I am a somewhat established music artist. Now, number 2 thing about collaboration is I want you guys, when you send stuff out for collab or send stuff out to get a vocal on or something, I want someone who can match your energy and someone where your collaboration can meet in a cool place. Like say, for example, I were to collab with a slap house artist. The chances of us being able to put the collab in a cool sound with our sound meeting is not very realistic because I do not want the slap house bass in my track, and he probably doesn't want my reverb filter trap lead stuff in his track. So the thing about this tip is I want you guys to kind of try to imagine when you send your stuff out to collab what your sounds combined would sound like. And basically take that into your imaginations when you send out stuff for collab. Like, is there a realistic point where our sounds could collide and create something cool? Like, for example, I would never collab with a dubstep artist because I do not want a dubstep snare in my track. And basically, we would never be able to figure it out where we would meet somewhere because I think the dubstep artist would want his dubstep snare in our collab. Therefore, I do not send my tracks out to dubstep artists. Just an example though. No hate to dubstep artists. Anyway, moving on to tip number 3. And it is, when reaching out to collabs, do not expect anything. Now, if there is anything I have learned throughout my 10 years in the music industry, it is that I probably get a reply to 1% of all the stuff I send out to collab. It is what it is. It's the name of the game. And basically, there's nothing you can do about it. However, I will still encourage you guys to actually send your stuff out to artists. I have a good example of this. On my demo sessions that I do on Tuesdays on Instagram Live, I heard a super dope demo from a guy called Kazu from Germany. And essentially, I heard his demo on the rise. Now, he's not a huge artist in terms of numbers on social media and streaming platforms, but his demo was so cool, and now we're working on a collab together. So things can happen organically too. But the thing I want to say with this point is basically don't expect anything when you send stuff out to collab. I used to get so bummed when I would send stuff out to my idols and artists I wanted to work with, and I didn't get a reply or they rejected. But you just gotta cope with the fact that you're gonna get rejected 98% of the times you send stuff out for collab. It is what it is. Now, tip number 4 is to always have your in order. Naming your stems, sending MIDI files as well, grouping stuff together, categorizing and labeling stuff, including BPM, tempo, stuff like this. Very basic stuff, but a lot of guys do not do this stuff when they collab. So you just basically receive a folder with stuff called like Audio 61, Audio 62, Audio 97. Guys, just organize your stuff. There is nothing worse than receiving stems that are unorganized. Please, just organize your stuff. It looks better. It makes the collaboration process so much better, so much cleaner, so much smoother. Now, tip number 5 and the last tip I want to give you guys about collaboration is to keep it real from beginning to the end of the collaboration process. I do not like conflict. I do not like saying no to stuff. But if there's anything I've learned throughout my years collaborating with other artists and producers, is to be upfront with what you want with the collab. Like, for example, say you collab with a popular artist and the track doesn't actually turn out to what you have hoped. Be honest with the guy. Be honest. Just tell him or her, like, yo, I really love collaborating with you, but I do not feel like we reached the potential of this song we did together. If you receive something from the collaborator that you didn't like, just be honest. Like, I've collabed with many amazing producers, and sometimes the creativity just isn't there, and either me or them send something that just isn't cool and isn't something that would be cool for collab. Just keep it honest. Be like, yo, I really didn't like what you did there. I did not like those drum and bass snares you put in there, just to give an example. Now, in the past, I've made collaborations with people where there was a lot of back and forth sending different projects, and you basically end up settling at a point where you aren't really satisfied with the track, and you end up releasing it. You're never really 100% dedicated to that track, which is an awful feeling. So don't go into that rabbit hole.
level up. Go!
Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. These are my tips for collaborating. I collaborate a lot. I have collaborated a lot, and I hope you guys can take this with you and implement it to your own productions and career. Now, basically, before I leave, I have two things to say. First, please give the video a like and comment for the algorithm. I realized that this is something I see YouTubers say all the time, but it actually means a lot because my videos right now average around 1,000 views, which honestly, given that it takes me a full workday to do a video, I'm kind of bummed. Anyway, guys, please give the video a like. Number two, this video, as always, is sponsored by Element Store. You can save 20% if you click the link down below. And we just dropped a new pack, R&B for Serum. Guys, have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one. Peace.
Baby, I'm a son on the beat.